The Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, it's lights out and away we go, and I think Sergio Perez got a slightly better getaway. He's coming at Max Verstappen now. Behind him, they're all squabbling with Charles Leclerc in third place. Max Verstappen leads then from Sergio Perez, then comes Charles Leclerc, and then comes Lewis Hamilton and Carlos Sainz, and George Russell seems to have lost a place to Lando Norris right at the start. They'll head now down towards the hairpin. The two Red Bulls getting away rather nicely. Charles Leclerc goes down the inside on Sergio Perez. Perez has to slam the door shut.
And that will compromise Leclerc on the exit. That's why he's suddenly under attack instead of being the attacker. But that Ferrari I showed you on the grid, it's got slim rear wing. It's pretty handy in a straight line.
Hamilton can't quite get near him because down the inside now comes Carlos Sainz on Lewis Hamilton. Sainz just squeezes Hamilton, who goes over the rumble strip and launches into the air. Sainz goes past, Leclerc goes past. Hamilton keeps the place, but like last year, he went off the track at that chicane.
And did he do any damage to the underneath of the car? So Lewis is having a look at the inside of one Ferrari and then is joined. A little love tap there as it went past, but the door was open and he drove the Ferrari through it.
Okay, Lewis, we've been asked to give the position back to Sainz.
And there it goes. Carlos Sainz then ahead of Lewis Hamilton, back up into fourth place. With an extra 15 kilometres an hour advantage, Hamilton is getting closer and closer, and they're going wheel to wheel into that chicane, and Sainz just ahead under braking. Hamilton then getting a very good exit out of that chicane. Officially the steward saying no further action, leaving the track and gaining an advantage. So they're satisfied, everything has been done, and now Hamilton has got a car length ahead of Carlos Sainz, and a lap later he is back ahead of the Ferrari, and this time he shouldn't be told to give it back. And once again, Carlos Sainz has that DRS, that 15 kilometre an hour top speed advantage, and Sainz under braking now thinks about trying to get the inside line for the second part of that chicane.
And Sainz, of course, will get more DRS and a better exit through the corner as Lewis had to defend. So you've got to expect the Ferrari to be in a great position here to overtake as they approach to turn 9, and he can sweep from the outside in and takes the place back again. That's now going to leave Lewis very vulnerable to his teammate.
And Sebastian Vettel into that same corner makes the move on Esteban Ocon and up into 8th place. Ocon is trying to come back at Vettel, as you can see, and says, thank you very much, I quite liked 8th place, I'll keep on to it for a little bit more. But this is a super little tussle between Esteban Ocon and Sebastian Vettel. Russell picking up a slipstream and with DRS2, pulls out from the rear of his teammates Mercedes. George Russell powers his way past and up into 5th place. This is what happened with George Russell. I said he was stationary for 5.2 seconds. He was being held for quite a long time whilst they worked on the rear.
George, we have a 5-second penalty for unsafe release.
Alonso is a pretty frustrated man because this is ruining his strategy. Valtteri Bottas recovering from a terrible start and last. There you go, there's the overtake for you.
Yes, he's got 2 into 1.
And he needed to do that because it was ruining his strategy after his stop.
Fernando Alonso pitting and...
second pit stop.
Retiring.
Have to retire the car.
Oh dear. Well, Fernando Alonso, who's not had the best of luck with mechanical reliability this season, finishes off his stint with the Enstone team and finishes it off by being pushed into the garage as our first retirement this evening. Meanwhile, here comes Sebastian Vettel. Haven't said that for a while. And there he goes, into the corner, the heads of Pierre Gasly.
Lovely.
We've had a tangle. Mick Schumacher and Nicholas Latifi have had just a little tangle. We can actually have a look at what happened down at the hairpin. Mick Schumacher thought he saw a gap there and just tags the rear of Latifi's Williams. 5-second time penalty for Mick Schumacher for causing a collision. Ocon there ahead of Ricciardo. Zhou Guan Yu weaving a bit on the straight. Vettel's got that one covered though, and he's definitely got the pace to get past the Alfa Romeo. There you see the Perez pace that he's got, and he does get level with Lewis Hamilton. Little lock-up though going into that chicane, and how much is that going to compromise him coming out of the chicane? Hamilton seems to get a much better exit, and he's now got DRS, a little bit of a slipstream as well to try and get that place back. Perez thought he got the overtake done, but that one lock-up, Martin, seems to accost him, and Hamilton manages to keep hold of that 3rd place. Down the inside goes Sergio Perez, and we can see he's actually got a car length ahead as they emerge out of turn 9. You see, so that's good learning from Sergio Perez. And this is the green of Lance Stroll, catching Sebastian Vettel. Now, you hold your breath a little bit when these two get together, but that was Vettel making way for his teammate to get past.
I've lost shifts. Shifts aren't working properly.
Copy. Okay, may have a hydraulic problem, so may go passive. Just be cautious.
And it did go passive. As you can see, Carlos Sainz goes ahead of Lewis Hamilton, who was absolutely powerless to try and defend, and he's still stuck in 7th gear at the moment and trying to find a remedy. But this is a hydraulic issue. For his 15th victory in his 2nd championship winning season, Max Verstappen wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. 15 wins in a season. That is the new benchmark for the rest to challenge. Charles Leclerc comes home to take 2nd place ahead of Sergio Perez. Ferrari get that runners-up spot in both Constructors and Drivers' Championships. Sebastian Vettel scores 10th in his final race.
What an amazing season we've had. Unbelievable.
Very, very good job, Max. Well done.
What did he say? Remember these times, they might not last forever. Sebastian, thank you. The memories definitely will.
And now it's us who has to remember these days.
Thanks, Seb. You've been a true champion for Red Bull, for Formula One, and for yourself too. That's it. Formula One is over in 2022. Enjoy your winter. You've got 105 days to go until we race in Bahrain and we start all over again.